just got down here. Got a little late start. It's nice out today here in Missouri. This late winter bank fishing. Don't know if I do any good or not, but I'm certainly going to give it a go. First cast of the year right there. That's it. First cast of the year. Laying on it one time. Let's see what happens. You want to? Let's just see what happens. I'm in no way ready for this, but I wanted to go. Oh, oh yeah, much more gooder. I'm fishing. Set that where you guys can see the top of the, hey Crash, top of the morning to you. Just got down here having a little Golders in my cup. It's 50 degrees right now. 50 degrees at 9:20 in the morning in February. I'm going fishing. Hey, Midwest Gold Fever. Top of the morning to you, my friend. How's Tom today? You know what? Last year on this very river right here, that way, me and Mama Bird found just a tiny little bit of gold. First time we'd ever found any. This year, on the way to this river, driving in, they got a big old trommel set up right at the tributary by where we found that out. Is that a coincidence? I don't think so. David Danderan, top of the morning to you. 50 yesterday, 3 inches of snow today. Ooh, no, you can have all that snow. I don't want none. Yeah, I want to go by there and I'm gonna do a little short video of the trommel running and everything. Hey, Rob, top of the morning to you, Rob. I hope you and me is doing great. It was 50 when we got up this morning, and I told Mama Bird I wasn't even gonna go fishing, and boom, here I am. I'm fishing. There's Bill Snodgrass. Good morning, Gold Kingdom. That's right, Rob. Hey, looky there. King's Gold. Too late for me to watch. Got to get ready to leave. I'll play you on the watch till I actually leave. Well, I appreciate that, Joseph. You have a safe day. I know you guys got covered up in snow, man. Look at this, guys. I don't believe it myself, but this is Missouri. Late February. There's not no snow on the ground, there's not no ice on the water, there's not no frost nowhere. It is 50 degrees and I'm gone fishing. It's supposed to get up close to 80 this weekend here. Now we have plans to go next weekend prospecting down in the mountains, but they're calling for some heavy rain. So me and Joe are keeping a close eye on that. Lisa, top of the morning to you, Lisa. The best part of waking up is Golgers in your cup. 80 in February is crazy. I'm gonna have to go out on a limb and say that. So I'm a little disappointed with my fellow Missourians. I got to say, I'm a little disappointed. I've got other poles here that I need to get cast out, need to get set up. But before I do that, I got a really big problem here. This is one of my favorite fishing spots for bank fishing. One, it's really close to our house. I can be here in a half hour. And for two, I pull a lot of fish out of here. About every kind of fish that swims in the state of Missouri swims in this river right here. So I pull a lot of fish out of this every year. And we had some fellow Missourians, don't know who they are. Wish I did, because I have to have a little talk with them. But guys, this is crazy. Let me show you. Let me show you what I'm dealing with here. Let me turn my camera here. I have got trash everywhere. Now, I hate to even show you this. I'm gonna pick this camera up one time and show you. Look what somebody did. They come down here fishing and they left all their gloves. There's just trash spread out everywhere here. I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm not no clean freak person, but I believe in keeping a place looking a little better than when you pulled up. So before I started the camera, old GP went up and got him a bag. I'm gonna pick all this up before, I may do it during the live because this stuff really bothers me, but I'm gonna pick it all up. It's all going back and getting put in a proper waste receptacle and not on the ground here. Scott McClure says, good morning, y'all. I'm at work, so I'm just popping in to say howdy and smashing that. I appreciate that, Scott. Yeah, I don't like trashy people either, Rob. And I know you don't. I've seen you on your videos say stuff about it, and I've seen you pick stuff that wasn't yours up. And you know what? That's what it's all about. It's everywhere. That's right. It's everywhere, Tom. I mean, it doesn't matter. Wow, looky here. We got Daniel Mate coming in from Romania. Welcome in, my friend. We're doing a little fishing. It's wintertime here in Missouri, but you know what? It don't feel much like winter. Not right now. It feels wonderful. Exactly, Lisa. Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, I'm sure this was, I would like to think that this was kids, but I'm going to tell you from the trash that they've left around, this is probably adults. And, you know, it ain't, I just can't put up with it. You know. I wish there was a fish on, not yet, man. But I do have the luckiest fishy person on YouTube in the stream right now, and that's Adventures in Michigan with Lisa. That girl sings the fishy song and the line starts dancing. I'm gonna tell you what one time. Why is that ice wavy? You still walk on it? No ice here. Hey, trust Tuck's Destruction. Welcome in, my friend. Top of the morning to you. For those guys that are just joining us, we got a friend in here from Romania, Daniel, and we got a friend in here, Tuck's Destruction. Guys, just stick around for a few minutes. We'll make moderators out of you and let everybody connect to your channels, and they can connect to, you guys can connect back and forth, and you know what? We'll just have a good day. I don't know how long I'm gonna be down here. I doubt the fish are biting because the water's still pretty cold, you know. Just 2 weeks ago, we had 17 inches of snow on the ground, but you know, here it is. Look at this. There's the song, fishy in the brook, come and bite, go Stinky's hook. Yeah, that's right, and Lisa knows it. I got the Stinky on. I'm almost out of this. Let me show you this. I have got to go and pick up some more of this. That's all I got left of this Stinky. Now I got the original Danny King's punch bait. I got some of it, but it don't work as good as this blood bait does. And the water is so low. Now, in 2 weeks, this water, I'll probably be setting where the water's gonna be because we got lots of rain coming in. But right now, this water is low. I'm gonna say it's 12 feet lower than normal. I mean, there's places that I could walk across the river, upriver just a little bit. We got one pole casted out there. I gotta put me a treble hook on this other pole. Today I'm fishing with the Ambassador 6500C. That's one of my favorite go-to right now. These used to be my this is actually a rod that I replaced last year. You guys see me break it down here in this spot on a big old flathead last year. It snapped it, but this is the one that I replaced it with. And these used to be my bass reels and rods, and they just got old, and you know, they started getting a little bit this, a little bit that. And while I keep them in good shape and rebuild them, I just got new bass rods and stuff. And you know, about 8 years ago or so, I started using these for my catfish. And they work out really well. I like them. Now, you want to see something funny, you watch Mama Bird cast one of these jewels out right here. I tell you what, one time, that right there it'd make you laugh 3 times. Somewhere in here, I got treble hooks to put on there, number 8s or number 10. Google insists on calling you Go instead of GP for some reason. Well, you know what? I think the reason is because I was debating on whether to crush rocks in the backyard today or to go fishing. And you know what? Everything just keeps saying go, go, go. So that may be it. That may be the reason. Hey, top of the morning to you, friend. Welcome in. I'm glad to see you here. I got 18 people down here watching this old boy fish, man. Go fishing for sure. That's right. Beautiful summer day, yet all the trees are dead. Exactly. You know, and Mama Bird was excited because she came home from work yesterday and she said, guess what I seen? Guess what I seen? I said, what'd you see? She said, I seen Easter lilies. They're only about this tall, but they starting to come up. Now, 2 weeks ago, Rob sent me pictures of daffodils popping up, which that's what Mama Bird calls her Easter lilies, is the daffodils. Thought my pole just moved. I don't know. Anybody see my pole move? Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. I thought it moved. But, you know, that's exciting news for us because we know the crappie's going to get ready to start biting. We know that there's some treble hooks. We know the mushrooms are going to be popping out soon. So, yeah, good stuff. There's me a treble hook right there. It's got a little stinky tinky on it. I pull my old knife out, cut it off. Demon Man, welcome in, man. Glad to see you back in here, bro. It's been a cold, long winter here in Missouri, but I believe it's over. I think spring has sprung. I don't want to jinx myself, but man, we have gotten into some beautiful weather right now. Love me some crappie, none better. And you know, I have to agree with you wholeheartedly, 100%. Fact, crappie is my favorite fish to eat. They really are. I like crappie, and then I guess my second favorite would be walleye. But we are gonna, me and Mama Bird has got a fishing trip planned down to the lake, just like we did last year. And last year while we was down there, a tornado come through. You guys got to see that. It was pretty wild. But we're going down to the cabin, and we're going to spend a couple of days down there, do some snagging. But before the snagging opens up, we're going to try to catch some big old crappie out of Table Rock. And we do pretty good most of the time down there. There's some giants down there. Giant crappie. All right, I got me a number 10 treble hook tied on there. Got your judo tournament in 2 days. Oh no, get well, man. You can't go out there doing judo sick. Well, you can, but you ain't gonna be as productive. But you already know that, man. You know that. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. I hope you get feeling better, because as you know, Demon, I used to do a lot of the mixed martial arts when I was a young man. That was a long time ago, but yeah, being sick, that ain't no fun. Karen, welcome in, sister. Karen Forster, glad to see you. I'm glad you got to stop in here. I wish I had some fish to show you, but my pole hasn't moved. I ain't gonna kid you. But I just cast it out too. So we're gonna try some of the original formula, Danny's King's punch bait, on this one here. Get me a, and yes, I'm wearing my gloves. I'm gonna get me a big old wad of it there, mash it all around on this here hook. I got a late start today. You know, I think I would have caught some fish if I'd have been down here at daybreak like I usually am, but I had stuff to do at home, and I really wasn't planning on coming fishing. Georgianne, welcome in, sister. Our snow's still melting. You got open water. Yeah, let me show you something here. Let me show you this. Not just open water. I mean, everything's low. Let me zoom in here. Let me do you. There ain't no snow. There ain't no ice. There ain't no frost. It's 50 degrees here. 50, 50. Going up to 63 today. Now, I just dropped my other reel, messing with this camera, and fell down, hit my other pole, wrapped around it 3 times, and there it is, fishing with GP. So I'm gonna let you guys see me untangle this mess that I just made right here. I don't even know where to start, man. This is one of them times oh, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. That wasn't as bad as I thought. No. Let's set this camera back up, and I'm gonna pitch this out there. I'm gonna pitch this out there one time, see if we can get one interested in the original Danny King stink bait. My glove, gotta put it in my sack. I got so much trash to pick up that somebody else left down here. Let's throw this old 6500C out there one time and see what we can make happen. You want to? There's the spot. That's the spot. I don't know if it's the spot, but it's a spot. I need to adjust this, guys. It ain't right. There we go. Now I got it set in there right. Sorry about that. Holy smackaroni. You can tell it's my first trip to the river this year. Blue skies here this morning, says Rob. Hey, Cycle. Welcome in. Sile, 9AJ. They're new friends that joined us. Joined the Gold Kingdom. We had a few inches of snow yesterday. Today they call for 50. That should melt our snow. I might take the detector. Oh, that'd be nice. I seen where you found without a detector, where you was finding coinage. That's awesome. 23 amazing people in here. I heard a truck up on the highway running its jakes. Let me turn that where you guys can see both poles. Reading chat here, looking at my poles, just enjoying this day, this beautiful day that the Lord has given us. You know, I'm gonna adjust this camera just a little bit. Just so I can maybe read chat just a little better the way that I'm sitting here. So maybe it doesn't come down here and I fall in. Hey man, catch anything yet? Corporal, welcome in, my friend. I haven't caught anything yet. Here, let me add you as a standard moderator. There we go. We got a couple more to add here. That came in and said howdy to us. We appreciate you guys. It doesn't take much to become a standard moderator here. All you gotta do is be kind, be nice, and just sit around and enjoy yourself, man. I think we all can do that. Maniac says, Fran's in chat. Who invited her? Do not fall right, because while this water is not frozen, it is cold, I promise you. It's a long ways down there, and the only net that I brung was my little net that I usually have here. This one here. Now, it does extend out, but it doesn't extend out very far. You see, it only goes out there. Yeah, I just want to get it set up, because if I need it and it ain't set up, then I had to do it then. So yeah, it'll run out there about 4 feet, but I'm gonna have to, if it's a big fish, I'm gonna have to lay down on my belly to get it, because this bank right here, it's about 5.5, 6 foot down there. I got about 4 foot reach here, and then another 3 foot on my arm, so I should be able to get to it that way. At least I hope so. I hope so one time. It is, Karen. It's perfect weather. I'm fishing for some channel cat, straight up Missouri channel cat today. And I haven't even got a bite, but it's my first time out. Of course, it's winter fishing, so you never know what's going to happen. But I didn't really have much bait. I had my Danny King's bait. and a few other stink baits. And I thought, you know, I'm not even going to mess with getting worms or try to get minnows as late in the day as it is. So I just went fishing with my stink bait. Now, if I had a few minnows and a few worms, we might be able to pull something else out of here. But for today, we're going for the channel cat. The wavy ice. I just had something pop up on my screen that says, add a question answer sticker. Try it. Not sure what that is, but I'm not into trying it right now. I might try it later. So here in Missouri, our fishing permits, they run from February to February. So mine was still good. They're good until February 28th, the last day of February. So I had 2 days left, but I went, you know, I got to get it anyway. So I went ahead this morning and purchased mine and Mama Bird's hunting and fishing permits. We can buy them together, small game and fishing permit in Missouri. And you save you a couple bucks by getting them together. And we love to hunt and fish. Yesterday, I watched a guy walk out between the boat docks. In my head, I said, don't do it, man. Don't do it. But he did it. It's too cold. Go swimming. He took 10 steps and right leg went, oh no, up to his hip. Karen, you have a good day. You be safe. I know that the weather there is bad, so you be safe, sister. And we'll be talking at you soon. Right? I don't want no part of water when it's this cold. But you know, it's warming up fast. I'm going to go out on a limb and say by the end of March, I'll be able to put my kayaks in and not have to worry about freezing. I hope anyway. I'm kind of curious to see what they're doing with that big old trommel they got set up there. I'm gonna have to drive by there on the way home when I leave and get out and be nosy, if you know what I mean. Come on, fishy, fishy. Lisa even sung the fishy, fishy song. Of course, with all this litter that's around here, I don't, you know, there's something red that they were using. I don't know what it is, but something in there. I know they use 10,000 sets of gloves. And there's marshmallows laying everywhere. I don't know. Coming back yeah, exactly, Ubers. Schnitzel. Uber schnitzels. You know, you guys know that I'm about half German. I love schnitzel. I do. I make schnitzels several times a year. I love it. There you go, Uber Schnitzel. Welcome to the Gold Kingdom, my friend. Thank you. Appreciate you. Corpus says in Scotland we have Wells catfish. Too cold for them right now, so smashing the fly fishing. Ooh, yeah, fly fishing's always good. Priority Prospector. I was talking to you just a little bit ago. Richard Swisher, come on in, my friend. The water's fine. Actually, the water's cold as hell, but I'm fine. It's nice and warm out here. Oh, that's why it's your name. Yeah, I get that, man. Gentleman prospecting schnitzel. Huh. It don't ring out like yours does. Richard Swisher. Come on in, Richard. We appreciate you. Richard, I am in the 24th state in the Union of these United States. I'm in Missouri, and I'm fishing in southwest Missouri. This is the James River down here. The James River is a tributary of the White River system. It runs into the eventually dumps into the White River Basin. It goes from the James River to Table Rock Lake to Taney Como, And from Taneycomo, it dumps into the White River and runs on down to the ocean. They got a James River in Virginia. You know what? I have been told that before. I've never been to it. I'd like to go to it. I like Virginia. I got some friends that live in Virginia. Great gold prospectors. They find some nice gold there. Too cold here in Prince George, British Columbia. Ice fishing weather right now. And everybody, all my friends up north, they're doing a lot of ice fishing right now. And we did have some good ice fishing going on here about 3-4 weeks ago, and then the weather warmed up and people didn't take the heat, they didn't take the warning, and we lost 2 fishermen 2 weeks ago that was out on the ice that they went through, and they did recover them, but it was too late. It was unfortunate, and I hated that. Being a retired firefighter, and on the dive team, I've had to do that a lot of times myself, and it's never no fun. Batman's in here. Come on in, Batman. We're doing a little fishing. Welcome in, my friend. Just made you a standard moderator. Wesley Hatful, good morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Wesley, I haven't caught anything. I haven't even got a bite. I mean, my pole moved a while ago, but that's only because I threw my other pole up against it and kind of tangled it up. It was kind of a GP moment, if you know what I mean. No, it was a beautiful day, and I had all my honeydew stuff done at home, and I had got my dinner, or Mama Bird's dinner, all prepped up for tonight, and everything's done. Had the laundry done, and I thought, you know what? I'm either going to crush some rocks and get these quartz out today. So I went outside, and I said, no, it's too nice. I'm going fishing. About every fish that swims in Missouri at one time or another swims in this river. And I mean, the list is that we have hundreds of them here, but I like what I usually fish for out of this river is channel cat, flathead, crappie, walleye, spoonbill, which otherwise known as paddlefish, goggle-eye bass, bluegill, and there's a lot of others, but I usually don't fish for them too much. I've caught tons and tons of gar in here, alligator gar, needle nose. I mean, we got them all. Yaja, welcome in, my friend. Hang on, Yaja. Let me turn you into a moderator so you can connect to these other channels, and they can connect to you. What's the best rod? Well, that depends on what you're fishing for. For these old channel cat and flathead around here in the Ozarks, I like to use a nice medium stiffness rod. These rods that I'm using here are both cranking sticks. They used to be my bass rods, but they started getting old, and I turned them into my catfish and everyday rods, Yeah, that's right. That is it, over schnitzel. Yeah, I mean, I don't know enough about or trust my knowledge that I know about ice fishing enough that if it's risky, I'm not getting out on the ice. I'm just not going to do it. Rod Wilson, welcome in, my friend. Glad to see you. They can be expensive, yeah. Got 20 amazing folks in here. I appreciate that, guys. I got caught because I'm watching this really slow moving aircraft up above me. I think it's just an airplane, but it's awful big. It may be like an Airbus. I'm not sure. We do have a regional airport that is close to this location, so it's hard to say. UFO, right? It could be UFO. I don't think my camera will zoom in on it. I can try. No, it zoomed in, but it did. I never did pick the. I never did pick the alien Incan UFO up. You know what? It could be Alaskan assassin, because he up there in his spaceship flying around. He could be looking for me right now. I'm down here, man. Come on, pick me up. Finally got above 32, hoping to go panning today. If I do, I'll post it. Oh, right on, Uber. Heck yeah, man. Absolutely. I'll tell you what, you talk about panning around these folks that are in here, man, you're going to have a bunch of people watching that, because we all like it. Raspberry, thank you for that. I appreciate you. I hope you're having a great day yourself. So many amazing people in here. They got some amazing channels. We all do the same stuff, and we all do different stuff. We're just real people doing real stuff. That's all it amounts to. That's what it amounts to. Right now, GP's fishing. Having some Golders in my cup, doing a little fishing. And it is all fishing right now. I have not got a bite. So there's no catching going on. Let's all go down to the river. Let's watch the fish swim by. I'll get my pole. You gotta know the fish are going to fly. I don't know if I'm the only one around here or not, but if I'm not, there's going to be some people around here thinking, look at this man down there singing to his rod and reels. This bamboo here is just so invasive. It's growing up everywhere around me. You can't see crap. And you know what? This water, it's kind of murky, but it's really not muddy like it usually is. But it's really low too. And this water does run, James River runs through the third largest city in Missouri. It runs through Springfield, which is the Queen City of Missouri. And there's a lot of industry, a lot of plants and stuff up there. And I'm quite sure, although our conservation and DNR here, they make them hold to the guidelines, very strict guidelines. There's still a lot of pollutions that I'm sure does leach out into the waters here. It's everywhere. It could be Momo. Momo likes it down here. Me and Momo we went kayaking down here. That's something to see, is to watch Momo kayak, because he's so big and heavy. That kayak that he has to use, what I call a lake boat, big old 14-foot double wide Lake John. Exactly, Rob. I don't know if you was in here last year or not when Mr. Green Jeans, he came down. And I seen him, he walked around, and it was in the summertime. There was several people fishing, and he checked everybody's license down here. He walked up to me, and I'm sitting here leaned over talking to the fishing post. He just kind of nodded his head and kept walking. He's like, I'm not even going to go down that road. That's a rabbit hole I don't want to travel down today. Well, my Danny King don't seem to be doing no good. The current has changed just a little bit from the winter floods here. It shouldn't hurt my fishing that much. I can still reach the current. That's the key whenever you're using this stink bait, is to get it out there, at least in this area, is to get it out there in that current. I can still cast far enough out there to reach it, but I don't know, there's no biting going on right now. Maybe they caught them all. Maybe whoever left this big old mess up here caught all the fish. Got 39 likes, 24 people in here. I sure appreciate down here doing a little late winter bank fishing. Trying to pull in a few channel cat. You know, speaking of channel cat, here I guess it's been about 3 weeks back now. Mama Bird was really craving some catfish. She said, I'd like to have a big mess of catfish. I said, well, we've eat them all. We've eat all the catfish out of the freezer, Mama Bird. And she said, I know. And, you know, this is when the snow was on the ground and cold and everything. So I went to our local market and I purchased some catfish and brought it home, fried it up. It was good looking catfish, the fillets. It just wasn't the same. I got to say, you know, while it was tasted like fish, it wasn't fresh caught river catfish. It wasn't the same. Well, I appreciate that, Wesley. I do. I appreciate that. You know, it never hurts to get a few hours overtime in. You know, GP could use a new pair of wading boots. You know what I'm saying? So, work. You know, hit that clock a little hard for me, and yeah, keep donating to that their old man retirement fund. Jack and Danae, top of the morning to you. Farm raised catfish, yeah, and that's it, you know, Rob. And it's still catfish. I'm not knocking it. I'm not saying anything bad about it. I'm just saying it's not the same. And you know what I'm going at. I mean, hell, you's a hobo, man. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You eat fish. Mm, that's good coffee. That's good coffee right there. Farm raised tastes moldy. Yeah, well, and here's the thing. I probably shouldn't say this because I really don't know how accurate it is. But a buddy of mine, he drives a truck for a very large delivery service. He drives to 4 or 5 states. He's located here in Missouri, but they go to Kansas, Oklahoma, Illinois, you know, all around Missouri, and they deliver to a lot of the big restaurants. And one of the things that they sell is what they call catfish. And he told me that they're not really catfish, that they are because they have whiskers, but they're raised in these ponds. And I believe he called them caparella. But he said they had little ditty legs and they would walk from pond to pond, these fish would. Now, I don't know, you know, legged fish just don't seem like fish. That's more like a lizard, you know, maybe it's a cat lizard. I don't know. Hey, the real Mr. Hogan. I seen a message from you pop up on my phone a while ago. I haven't got a chance to see it there yet, Mr. Hogan, but I'll check it out just as soon as I get done fishing here. Lizard fish, right? I mean, well, I don't know. You know, like I said, this is second, third hand information that I was told by a really good friend of mine. I have no reason not to believe him, but you know, at least I know that one company, the places where he delivers, they're selling catfish that's got legs, whatever they are. I don't know if I don't. I think they called them caparella, but I'm not for sure exactly. Walking catfish sounds like pollution deformity. Yeah, I don't want no. You know, that goes back to it. Would I eat them? Absolutely, I eat them, especially if I was hungry. You know, I've been hungry and I've eaten stuff that make a Billy go puke, but you know, I'm not going to selectively go out and say, hey, let me have 2 or 3 fillets of that fish over there, the one with the big long legs, you know? It's like, what? Do you skin the legs? Do you eat them? Are they eatable? Edible legs. I mean, I like chicken legs. Do they taste like fish? Is it like a fish chicken leg? I mean, a fish drumstick? Is that where fish sticks come from? There's so many questions I have. Not saying I wouldn't eat them, right? Right? And that's what it boils down to. Catfish wings. Hey, I bet them would be good with a little bit of that hot honey you got. Oh, oh. Maybe I do need some of these just so I can. We need some so we can try some fish wings, some barbecue fish wings. Somebody out there knows what I'm talking about. I'm quite sure, but I know when he started explaining it to me and telling me about it, because he was telling me about the different cuts of steaks and the different things, that they sell and different meats and stuff, specialty items. And then he got into the catfish and the catfish that had these legs and they walked from pond to pond. I'm like, I kind of checked out. I'm going to be honest with you. He kept talking, but at OGP, all I heard was, me. Yeah, it was one of them things. The feet are used for toothpicks, says Lisa. That's awesome. Could I have a fish phalange so I could use it to pick the fish from my teeth? I can't believe that something hasn't at least just even bumped my pole. I just heard something crawling through the brush over here behind me, and I'm sure it's what it is. This is where we're at. They don't have too much wildlife. I mean, everything's wild out here, but I've only seen a few bears down here, a couple cougars, lots of bobcats. Tennessee toothpick. There's old Danny boy. Come on in, Danny boy. Welcome in, my friend. Glad to have you. New sub from the UK. I stream daily all around angling. Beautiful day. Ronnie's it is. Well, Ronnie's, I am definitely going to put you in here as a standard moderator. We're going to add you, my friend. I'm going to be checking your channel out. And I recommended all these people check your channel out, and you check theirs out too. And the thing is this is Missouri. We're in the United States here, and this is James River. Usually this is froze up this time of year. Got ice that runs out there about 25 feet into a small channel, and there's snow and stuff everywhere. But we're having, I don't know if you wanted to call it a fake summer, an Indian summer, whatever you call it, but it is it's beautiful. It was 50 degrees when I pulled up down here, going up to 65 today, and I'm going to enjoy this weather. Much appreciated. Yeah, hey, no problem. And I want to welcome in all you new people in here. Welcome to the Gold Kingdom. I'm GP. My name's Ken. I'm from Missouri. I travel around. Me and my beautiful wife, Mama Bird, does prospecting all across the Midwest, and we love the East Coast. We love our blueberry ranch up around Maine and New Hampshire, up in that area. Just wonderful people, some of the best people you ever meet in the world. We got so many of them in this chat. I love it. And you know what? We love everyone. We share the kindness. And if you like the outdoors, you're gonna like this channel, because everything outdoors. Now that's a big old plane that just took off. It looks like from the airport, flying through there, but they're up there smoking fine cigars and eating caviar right now, probably. Probably not, unless it's a private jet. They ain't smoking nothing on it. Not these days. It's wavy ice. You can walk on it, yeah. All this trash. Patricia's creation. That's who you are. Danny boy is Well, you have got the keys to the kingdom already. I'm going to tell you what, Mama Bird has got a package right now setting in the craft room from Patricia's creation, and she has not opened it. She promised she would open it during a live. So I'm going to say she's going to open it Monday. Hopefully you and Patricia both can be there so Mama Bird can get to see what it is, but she's pretty excited about it. I'm going to tell you. Mama Bird was going to have one of our blueberry friends, Miss Dina Littlehell, on Monday night, but Dina is helping take care of a sick friend right now, and she's a busy gal, wonderful person, and I don't think it's going to work out for this Monday. So, but she does have some material from Scott Sharp Prospecting. This is rare stuff. It's that crystal material that Scott gets, and I understand it. He only puts it out every 4 or 5 years, but she was lucky enough to get a bag of that, so she may be panning that out Monday. But she's pretty excited about this. She's got so much giveaway stuff. She'll be like during last Monday, the members live, she gave away 6 items, and so she added 6 more items to the table. But you guys know how Mama Bird is. That's Mama Bird. Thanks, Glenn. Appreciate it. Great to see you in here, man. Yeah, I'm getting to go fishing. It's that time of year again. The water's low. We got rain in the forecast. We got rain for the next 10 days. It's supposed to start raining tomorrow and rain for the next 10 days. Spring rains, you know how that goes. But it's going to bring this water back up. I wanted to come down here and try it today just to see if I could pull anything out of this old spot right here. I got down here and somebody has really trashed it out. So I went back to the truck, got me a trash bag, and I'm going to clean all this trash up and take it home with me. Brewers! And you know what? You can't mention Brewers without Scott being there, and you can't mention Scott without Brewers being there. You know why? Because they are the OG claim jumpers, them two. They are great men, great prospectors, great friends. Love them both, love them to pieces. You know what would be awesome? You know what would be awesome, is if you and Scott could be on panel with Mama Bird Monday when she goes through Scott's crystal bag that she's got there. You know, whenever she put that out, I think it was you that told us that he only does it like every 4 or 5 years. And she said, I want one of them. And I'm like, really? And yeah, so I had to get hold of Scott's. Mama Bird wants one, man. Patty got the gold fever. Hey, you know what? That's what it's about. That is what it's about. Still got 22 amazing people in here. Appreciate that. So, Brewers, what kind of weather you guys getting over there right now, brother? I know, I think you guys are getting some similar stuff to what we're getting right now, and it's beautiful. It is pretty. There's Brad Hayden. Welcome, Brad. Come on in. Rocky Mountain Prospector Brad. Oh, really? He's got a few bags of that Crystal Pay left. Oh, man. Oh, man. So, like I said, that's what Mama Bird told me whenever she left this morning at 0500. She said, I asked her, I said, what are you going to do Monday? And she said, I think I want to do Scott's bag. So, yeah, that would be awesome. I'm just waiting for the fog to burn off right here. It's raining, Brewer says there. Well, we got rain coming in. You may be sending it to us. I'm not sure which direction it's coming in. It's kind of rare for it to come from that direction, you know, come out of the east like that. But it does happen, you know, as you know. Absolutely, Hogan. Anything free is worth saving up for. Hit that like button, subscribe. Subscribing is free, liking is free, being kind is free. Them old poles have been sitting out there since I started this live. Because I casted that first one out just as I started the live, and that's 50 minutes, and it hasn't so much as moved in 50 minutes. So I may reel it in. He may be down there all hung up. I mean, something, the way this, that channel that you guys see over there, the current, the stronger current, that usually sets in this direction about 50 feet. And it runs almost down the center. And something up there, I don't know if it's, we've got some trees over the winter that's come in here. There's a cave down here. That's about 30 yards out and about 30 yards to my left. There's a big opening to a cave there. And there's just so much flow and undercurrent here. It from year to year, this section right here changes so dramatically. It's crazy. Brewer, that would be amazing. I would love that. If you guys think you can, talk to Scott. And I mean, I don't mind talking to him either. But if you guys think you can, I will. I'll let Mama Bird know, and I promise you, she will squeal if she knows you guys are going to be on panel while she's panning that out. Guess I'm rich. I'm pretty evil. Dan, you ain't got an evil bone in your body, man. Come on with it. Johnson Family Adventures. Welcome in, my friend. I haven't seen you for a minute. Man, I'm glad to see you in here. I wish I had big fish to show you, but you know what? I don't got nothing. I haven't even got a bite. I haven't even got a bite. Mm-mm. I am going to reel that pole in. This pole on the left, I'm going to reel it in here in just a minute, and we'll check the bait on it. I'm using the last little tiny drop of the Danny King's catfish punch bait right here. This is the stinkingest, nastiest, most horrible stuff that you've ever smelt in your life. But my God, the channel cat love this stuff. I don't know why. When you open it up, it looks like that it's got ground up cat in it. It looks like it's got cat fur in it. I'm not sure what it is. I am doing fine because I am on the river. This is my first trip fishing to the river. Me and Mama Bird drive down here often, and we bring the dogs down here, and we go out for a walk, and we talk to people, and we play a little bit and this and that. But in the wintertime, there's not much to do. Sometimes we just drive down and park and watch the water. We'll drive to there's a boat launch just about 300 meters to my right, and we'll drive down to the end of the boat ramp, even in the snow and the ice, and we'll just watch the water move by. But today I'm fishing. I'm actually getting it done. I'm doing it. But it's all fishing. There ain't been a bit of catching going on. I am so disappointed in whoever this was that left me this mess to clean up down here, but I'm going to clean it up. I'm going to do the best I can and get this spot all nice and clean. 20 people still in here watching. I'm going to check this bait while I'm thinking about it. Get up, walk over here, get this old pole here, see if it's hung up. Nope, it's not hung up, but it feels like my bait's gone. Nope, it's on there still. I still have bait on there. There. I'm gonna have to moosh her down back on there a little better. And I'm not touching this stuff with my hand. Last time I touched this with my hand, Mama Bird wouldn't let me in the house for 3 days. That ain't actually true, but I don't know that I would have let me in the house for 3 days. It stinks. We're going to pitch him back out there one time. We're just going to use what's on it. Let's see. Survey says right out there. That's the spot. That's the spot right there. Second cast of the year on that rod and reel. So we'll see. We will see. Well, yeah, there's a private story behind that rag, Burrs. Yeah, but anyway, it is in the truck. There is a rag in the truck. I do have another one that's still usable, but but the other one, yeah, it's back in the truck. Well, thank you for coming in, Johnson's Family Adventures. We appreciate you 100%. Ringo, howdy, howdy, Ringo. Hope you're having a good morning. Having some Golders in a cup, sitting on the riverbank. I'm going to say that it's probably 55 now. Been down here about an hour. I can feel that sun hitting the back of my neck. I wanted to at least catch one fish, but you know how that goes. Really, I ain't gonna lie, I wanted to catch 4 or 5, you know. I wanted to have enough to fry Mama Bird up some nice catfish, you know, the kind that don't have legs. Reading chat, trying to keep up, catch up with everybody here. Sun's hitting my phone, so I can't really see chat very good, but I can still see it. Well, I can tell you that while the fishing may not be very good today, it is beautiful sitting out here. It's got just a little slight breeze, maybe 3 to 5 mile per hour, coming straight out of the west. That breeze is, so it's hitting me right in the face. It feels good. Mama bird! Mama bird! See, this is a surprise to Mama Bird. She didn't know I was going fishing. I told her I was cushing rocks today, and she called in and was like, "Oh, look, GP's fishing." Mama Bird, guess who's in here? Brewers is in here, and guess what he said? Guess what he said? Guess what Brewers said, Mama Bird? I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you. It will be a wonderful surprise if it happens. Mama Bird has no idea what Brewer says. She's throwing up some marks. So I pinned Mama Bird's message so that any of you newer people that just came in that have not got an opportunity to subscribe to Mama Bird's channel, that you guys can, because Mama Bird's got some amazing giveaways going on throughout the entire month of March. It's all about outdoors. I'll get it out of you, she says. GP and Mama Bird, the next door neighbor's grandson, had a wonderful time doing that little gold block and the gem block that you sent me. He was so excited he had to run back over and show. Oh, that is a Brewers. That's so awesome, buddy. I've just subscribed to most of the moderators here. I'd appreciate it if you can also follow me back. I appreciate you all. European road trip fishing and all. And you know, here's the thing, you will absolutely see me get in there and subscribe, and I will leave a comment. It'll be after the live's over, because if I go in there right now, I'm going to lose my feed and I might lose my live. I don't know. But I definitely will. And I know these other people are going to too. GP says you guys park, watch the river, nothing else. I don't believe him. Well, thank you, Tim. I appreciate it. I hope I catch a giant. I just want to catch one, you know. That's not true. I want to catch a bunch of them. So, Mama Bird, I was telling everybody about the caparilla fish that we looked up that walk, the little catfish that the restaurant sells that have feet that walk from pond to pond. As they get older, they walk and drop into another pond, you know. So we have questions about these. Do we, if they have feet, that means they gotta have legs. You gotta have legs to have feet, right? So if they have legs, can you have like fish legs? Is that where fish sticks come from? And can you have like fish wings, you know? Barbecued fish wings with some of J&D's honey on it? Now that could be good. You have a wonderful day, my friend. I appreciate you. Oh, me and Mama Bird was down here just 4 days ago. We drove down and we drove around. It was still cold. We didn't fish. We didn't do anything. But the place looked fairly decent. It was muddy where we were at. Water was low as it is right now. But all this trash wasn't here. Mama Bird, you should see the trash that's here. I got me a little trash bag and I'm gonna pick it up before I leave. Yeah, I've caught a lot of fish sticks or stick fish. Stickerels and stickaroos, and I just touched that bag that I used to squeeze my bait on with a while ago, and now my hands, oh, that stink. It's 55 degrees, Tim. Well, I say 50. I don't know for sure, but it was 50 when I pulled up. That was an hour ago. So I'm going to say it's 55 or warmer now. It's beautiful out here. I'm actually probably getting a little sun on the back of my neck right now. I got my hoodie on, but I might have to shed it. I know it isn't cool. It's upsetting, very upsetting. All these people are subbing you back there, Ronnie. Look at that. That's the gold kingdom. That's the way it works right there. Sharing the kindness, sharing the love. Nothing but love come together in the gold kingdom. Show you guys that little riff of a current coming around there. We may have to take a walk. If the fish ain't biting, we may have to take a walk, everyone. And just kind of walk around and show you some of this cool stuff. out the cooties. There you go, Mama Bird. You know, Carl, I talked to him this morning. He's been sick. He's been sick for almost 2 weeks. And he told me today he feels like $1,000,000. He's got after today, he's got 5 more days of work before they leave for their cruise. And he said that he is not going nowhere, including work, without a mask. He's wearing a mask. He's not going to get sick again before they leave. So I thought that was a damn good plan. Damn it, Carl. I know him and Danielle are really looking forward to the Bahamas. They got their itineraries all planned out. He's got his scuba gear all packaged up. They're going to have a good time. It's going to be fun. $25 amazing people still in here on this gorgeous, beautiful day in the Ozarks. Sitting here with GP, enjoying the sunshine, the birds chirping. This is nice. This is what it's about. This shakes that cabin fever. It just sheds off that winter blues, you know, getting out here, you know, stomping around in the mud and the blood and the beer and the, oh, did I say beer? Woo-wee. Outdoor Malachi, welcome in. Come on in, my friend. Welcome to the Gold Kingdom. I'm going to add you as a standard moderator so that you can connect to these folks and they can connect to you. And there's Hunting Boy. Come on in, my friend. We all like hunting, fishing, and we all like prospecting of every kind. And you know what? Anytime you head to the woods, you head to the creek, you head to the fields, whatever you're doing, you're going prospecting. You're prospective whether you're going to get that big deer, prospect if you're going to catch that fish, prospect you're going to find that gold off in that creek. We're prospecting, and that's what we're about. We're a bunch of prospecting. Goldweiser in your cup, GP. And you know, that's Goldweiser is an episode that OGP's been thinking about. Work, work, work. Here I go. Glenn, you have a great day, brother. I'm serious, man. You have a wonderful day, my friend. And don't work too hard. And like Wesley said, you know, I appreciate you out there working, funding me like that. You know, I'm all retired up. And Wesley said he had to go back to work, make sure the GP's check was there next month. I appreciate that, Wesley. Up to something. There's up to something outdoors. Top of the morning to you, my friend. Glad to see you in here. Corp, I haven't had any luck. Well, I guess I have. It's all been bad, but I can't really call it bad luck because, you know, I'm down here on the river. I'm not having to do nothing else. I'm not having to work. And I was going to crush some rocks today. I got some rocks from my buddy Justin Winch that he sent me from Mount Baker Mining, I believe is who sent them to him. Jason from Mount Baker Mining. He's sent a bunch of them to me, so I'm gonna cook them and crush them, but not today. Today we fishing. And there he is. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand while we bring in the Golden Skull Prospector, Jason E. Miner. Howdy, Jason. Glad to see you, brother. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Jason is getting ready to do a live giveaway for all his subscribers Saturday. It's going to be on my channel. It's going to be at 4 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock Eastern. And he's got some amazing, cool stuff that he's going to be giving away to all of his subscribers that are there in the chat. And it's going to be a good time. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that. Sitting here amongst all my friends like this, all you amazing Gold Kingdom individuals, looking around at all this trash that's around me just makes me want to get up and start cleaning trash. You know what I'm saying? Outdoor Malachi, there you go. That's the way to do her, my friend. So Mama Bird has got a it sounds like it's unfolding to be a pretty epic Monday night live coming up. Going to be some chat giveaways, but she is going to be doing a very special bag of dirt from Scott Sharp Prospecting. And y'all don't want to miss that. For one, Mama Bird's never done one of Scott Sharp's bags, nor have I. And for two, it's gonna be epic. We're gonna have a good time. That's all I'm gonna say. I just heard a vehicular pull up behind me. Joe's coming in, dropping the congrats on your 600 subs. Mama Bird, I talked with Joe a little bit. We chatted back and forth this morning a little bit, and he's been watching the weather, and it is looking like it may be a rainy weekend. We don't know yet. We're just gonna keep our eyes on it. As much as we want to go down there, if it's going to be a washout, there's really not a lot of point in it. One, we won't be able to get in the tributaries if it's raining hard because water's going to be up and moving. But if we can't make it that weekend, it'll be the weekend after or the weekend after. So it's one of them things. Lisa wanting to know if Jason's snow's melted yet. It's supposed to be 50 there today. They're both up in Michigan. Outdoor Malachi says it's pouring down there right now. It's beautiful right now. There's not a cloud in the sky. I couldn't buy a cloud right now. I wish I hadn't looked up though. This old sycamore tree's got a big old widowmaker hanging up right above my head that I didn't even notice. Colton Gumman, welcome in, my friend. I don't know. We might want to know a trick. It depends on if it's a good trick or a bad trick, It's 32 here, says Fran. Snow is gone, says Jason. Ooh, nothing wrong with that. So Mama Bird, don't know if you knew it or not, but old Danny Boy is Patricia's husband. Yeah. I told him that you was going to be opening that box up Monday. Catfish on shad gizzards. Yeah, I love to fish with shad around here. There's a certain time of year that we'll go out and just do nothing but catch shad to fish with. Bill, I need to add you as a moderator, my friend. Come on in, welcome in. Ringo says it's 28 and still a couple inches of snow. Hey, there he is, Miller Outdoors. I was just talking about you, Carl. The fish are not biting. Tie them together, hook them 2 small fish in the back, and let them go. And cast near the bobber. Hey, that's a good idea. I like the way you think, Colton. We're going to add you as a standard moderator, my friend. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate you. Nick Molnar, congratulations on your 5,000 plus subs, my friend. You're just flying up there as you deserve to be. The Garmin Live Scope. Yeah, I have fished with the Live Scope. I love them. I don't own one. I use a lot of down imaging and side imaging, and all mine's Garmin as well. But I don't own a Live Scope. But a buddy of mine got one, and they're pretty awesome. You're most welcome. Most certainly welcome. I'm going to change the way you guys are seeing the view a little bit here, and hopefully it will help me be able to see the camera a little bit better. Sorry about the motion and the movement. I say hopefully, I put it right in front of me. I can see the camera better. Yeah, I was telling everybody that you was just getting over being horribly sick there, Carl, and that you had made the informed decision that going forward for the next 5 days that you got to spend at work, that you're going to mask up. And I think that's a great idea, man. I really do. Oh, okay, Nick. I'll do that, buddy. I will absolutely thank you. I will absolutely do that. I am horrible about watching stuff and forgetting to leave a comment. Ask Mama Bird all the time. She tells me, we'll sit there and I'll put something on YouTube and we'll watch it, and I won't comment. I'll hit the like button and all that stuff. I just forget to comment. Sometimes I'll comment and forget to hit the like button. I don't know. Even on my flight, yeah, absolutely. We don't get on a plane without a mask on anymore. Nope. Every time we get on to go fly, we definitely put a mask on. We have got, I think it's a bald eagle that is just circling around us up here. Of course, we see him all the time down here. But he's so high up, all I can do is catch the white of his head and tail. Pretty sure he's a bald eagle, big old bald eagle. Just down the river a little ways, there's a nest where they nest every year down there, big giant nest. And when we kayak, we like to sit there and watch them. And good place to take a break, have a safety meet and that kind of stuff. When the wind blows from the north, don't go forth. When you find blows from the east, fish bites the least. When the wind blows from the west, fish bites the best. When the wind blows from the south, hook in the mouth. I like that. That's cool. Well, if the wind's coming out of the west right now, I'm getting a due west wind right now as we speak. And it's not very much of a wind. It's a nice breeze. Well, the fish aren't biting. I hear a woodpecker woodpecking. Got to see an eagle soaring above. I'm pretty sure we seen AAA up in his UFO and his spaceship flying around. He's probably looking for me to pick me up, so me and him could go out roaming around space today. I think I'm gonna slide a pair of gloves on, set this camera back up the hill a little ways from me, and I'm gonna clean up some trash. You guys probably didn't come in here to watch me clean up trash, I know, but it's bothering me. All this trash sitting around me is bothering me. So I'm gonna pick this camera up and walk around here, show you some of this trash right here. Somebody left down here. There's a lot of it. I'm gonna set this camera right here, like that. You guys can still see the water, still see the river. I won't be able to see you. I have a bald eagle that loves to eat fish on the oak tree in my backyard. That's amazing. That's all. Yeah, until you turn the camera on. It's like they know. So I got my trash bag here. I'm gonna put a glove on so that whatever they was doing down here, I don't get none of their nasty on me. I'm gonna clean it up. Cause I can't stand all this litter. Just, it's beyond me why somebody wants to come down here and do this kind of stuff and leave it. I mean, they was obviously down here enjoying themselves. Somebody was. That's the only trash bag I have with me, so I'm gonna fill it up, and that's all I can do. But there may be more than one bag down here. Bunch of lines somebody threw out. Probably ended up in somebody's boat prop. Don't need that. Ain't nobody needs that kind of aggravation going on. Tell you what. And then we're gonna set that trash bag out here. Like so. And pop that glove off. That is much more gooder. Much more gooder. Clean. And it only took, what, 3 minutes? Did it even take that long? So, that's all they would have had to done, and I filled that bag up. And now we're clean. There's a place where I go to take pictures. Even though there's a garbage can, people still throw stuff on the ground. I don't get it. I don't get it either. Yeah, don't pick any needles up. I don't see no needles. That's a good thing, but I'm sure there's some down there. I don't know what that red stuff is, friend. I don't have a clue. It kind of looks like Australian pay dirt. It looks like red sand. Of course, being a prospector, that's the first thing that popped in my head. Second thing popped in my head was it was a crime scene. All them gloves and red and looked like somebody's liver hanging down there. I don't know. The fish are definitely not biting. But that's okay. I'm still fishing. I'm still down here fishing with you guys. What I might do is we might go take a little walk. We might reel all this in, put our fishing stuff in the truck, and we might take us a little walk around, see if we can find us another little spot, maybe, you know. See if we can find something good. You never can tell. But the fish aren't biting. I didn't figure they was, but I wanted to go anyway. You too, Nick, and I'll be over there posting a comment, buddy, and we'll be looking forward to that. Any day outdoors is a good day. Lisa, you said that right, girl. Anytime you can get outside and enjoy all of God's creations all around us, whether it's cold, hot, raining, or dry, it's always a good day. And we should be thankful for it, because we are all blessed. We are all blessed with all these amazing creations. Very cold and snowy day there in Canada. Yeah, that's what ATC was telling me. He's telling me it was really cold and snowy up there. If the barometric pressure is high, they settle to the deep end, regulate their buoyancy. If it's low pressure, then they shallow. You know. I love the science behind everything we do. So yeah, that's good information. Thank you. Jeffrey Button, top of the morning to you. We've been down here fishing for almost 2 hours now, and we haven't caught a thing. We cleaned up the area. There was somebody left all kinds of trash down here, and I picked it up. I'd say that come this weekend, me and Mama Bird, we may come down here with a couple big trash bags and just walk around to these different fishing spots and clean up after these people that don't seem to be able to have that ability. "31 incredible people." Anybody that says you guys ain't incredible, then they're gonna have to talk to old GP about it, because y'all's incredible. I'm gonna tell you what. They're often too lethargic and high pressure because they don't want to move too much, because they need to regulate pressure. So go from something less effort to hunt like something tiny and natural looking. Exactly. You know, and that's when you say regulate, that's called homeostasis. And fish does that. They go into a homeostasis as well, just like deer, just like turkey, just like us as humans. We have a regulating system in our body that we call homeostasis. And one of the things is a lot of the doctors and a lot of the people that I used to work with in the medical profession, they called us, being paramedics, homeostasis jackers, because we knew all the tricks, the secrets, and carried all the drugs and stuff that would actually change and manipulate your homeostasis. And through different, routes, through pathophysiologies, that sort of stuff. So yeah. We're going to the grocery store today. I'm going straight to the meat section to look for the catfish with legs. Well, here's the thing. When they fillet them, they fillet the legs off. So that's what I was telling Mama Bird. I said, from now on, if we ever do buy catfish again, we're buying catfish whole. We want to see a whole catfish. If it looks like that they've had their legs surgically removed, or if they've been lobbed off, just nip the legs off and put them on there. This is getting rated, GP. GP have been known to jack up some things. Yes, GP has, Mama Bird. That's a fact. You gotta look, right? Right? And be wary. If they look at you, if the meat guy looks at you and says, "Yeah, we don't sell the catfish whole. We fillet them out first." It tells I want to see the body. Show me where they come from. You know, if these things got legs on them, I need to know. Maybe the legs are the best part. Maybe that's why you never see them in the stores. You know, the meat cutters and the butchers, they're keeping them all for themselves. You know, we got to know these things. We got questions. Fish are like submarines. High pressure atmosphere will compress their bladder, forcing gas out, so maintaining buoyancy is harder. This is the reason for lethargic. Don't forget where they keep the batteries for the chem lights. Oh, right. We, we, between all of us, one of us got to find one of these catfish that has legs. You know what I mean? We did Google it. Me and Mama Bird did Google it, and it's a real thing. It was all kinds of information out there on there. That there, I think they called them caparella, but I may be wrong on that. Hey, welcome in, my friend. Attic. I think I said that wrong. Of course, I'm a hillbilly, so you never know. We're doing some fishing. We're fishing right now. We're going to add you as a standard moderator. Welcome back, Crash. Steve, what's going on, my friend? Howdy, howdy. Welcome in. We're fishing today. We're down here on James River. Y'all have seen me sit here many a times and catch them, just well them in here. But today is not the day. I'm not, old GP's coming up skunked. Today ain't the day, you know, and I'm okay with that because it's a beautiful day. You know, if this was May or June or July even, I love to go fishing in July, catfish, because July around here in this area around July 4th is when the catfish come off the nest, and them dudes will bite anything. I've caught them on bare hooks. Just throw bare gold hook out there and caught catfish when they're coming off the nest. It's crazy, but right now, you know, it's still winter time. I almost never go fishing this time of year. If I do, it's usually in the boat, you know, and I'm trolling and I'm catching big deep crappie. You know, they're down there using flicker shad and different things. But they right now the weather is absolutely gorgeous, and I just had to get out. I used to do a lot of saltwater fishing. I swear my fishing watch were fairly accurate. You could predict the better days to fish based on the moon phase and sorts. You know, there is a lot to do with the moon when it comes to animals. When it comes to human behavior, anybody that has ever worked in the medical profession, especially an ER or a pre-hospital setting, they'll tell you the moon has a lot to do with activity when it comes to people, animals, critters, everything. It affects us all. So, and I firmly believe that. The moon does have, it absolutely has a gravitational force on it. The moon is what moves the oceans. The gravitational pull of the moon actually is what moves the oceans. That's science. That's fact. Moon phase, not move. Glad you figured that out. One smart hillbilly. I don't know about being smart, but I am definitely one hillbilly. That's a fact. I know in hunting, I have found that the best movement when I'm deer hunting, the best movement to look for on moon phase is when the moon is at a descending crescent, and it's directly overhead or directly underfoot. Them are the two best cycles to get out. That's when the deer seem to move the most, at least in this area and from what my perspective's been. Uh, but I do know that it affects the crescents, the where it's at on the form of the equinox, and we do have the spring equinoxes coming up. And there's two equinoxes that really affect everything, and that's the winter equinox and the spring equinox. One occurs in October and one occurs in March every year. And the spring equinox is always on my birthday. I was born during the spring equinox. My pops used to say I was a flower child, a blooming idiot. I think there's a lot to that. First line to lunch duty. Well, there you go, Mama Bird. And Mama Bird, it's Thursday. It's not Wednesday. Mama Bird texted me earlier and said, "Hug, it's just Wednesday." No, it's Thursday, Mama Bird. So, and they do themes. And so she had to run home real fast, change her shirt, and run back to work because she had the wrong shirt on for the theme that they were doing. Deer have glands on their eyebrows, and that do produce it's almost an estrus like production, and it is used for mating. I think it's caparella. I'm not sure. Google catfish with legs. Do that and you will come up with it, and you can tell us what the right name for it. And I think there's actually two different kinds. One of them's from China. I do know that, and I'm not sure where the other's from, but it's a real thing. I've never done that. I've never run one of my jigs or lures on their bellies, but I have been horned by channel cat before. And you know, anybody that's ever been horned by a channel cat can tell you it hurts like a dickens. And the only way to get rid of that pain, or the best way I found, is to rub that right where they horn you, where the blood's coming out. Just rub that on their belly and it goes away. So I say you're right. There's a lot to that. North Storm. Thank you, my friend. I'm all my luck today so far has been bad luck. But like I said, we may change this from fishing to just let's walk around and see what we can find, see what kind of trouble we can get into, because I'm not doing any good at all fishing here. I changed or checked the bait on this rod just a little bit ago, and I'm fixing to check it on this one here. But I don't think it's going to do any good because I don't think fish are biting. Mr. Love Fawn, if I was a girl. Well, Mr. Hogan, some things are best left untold. Let's just say that, Mr. Love Fawn. Cody, welcome in, pal. Cody Brennan, glad to see you, my friend. Mr. Love Bug. Either Love Fawn or Love Bug. The deer around here move better just before a weather front. Yeah, they know. I mean, and you're like me, you're a country boy, Brewer. Yeah, they know. They know when the weather's getting ready to turn bad. They know when they need to eat all they can eat because they may not see the grass for another week. You know, you can't tell, but they do know. We have cameras. Of course, you guys know that. We have trail cameras that we leave up year round. We turn them on and off. They're mobile cameras, so you can turn them on and off as you please, whatever. But during, I like to turn them on and watch them during the just before a front like that, and when it's really crazy snowing, because the way that they act different than what you would think they would. They huddle together. I've sat there and watched them. I've seen as many as 9 to 10 deer, although huddled together, actually during a strong snowstorm, touching each other's bodies. I mean, leaning up against one another. The one in the middle had to be warm, you know, but they rotate that way too. They don't just, it looks like they're staying static unless you just continue to watch it, or if one is a little different size or has something unique to it that you can, you know, pick that one out of around the rest of them if they're all the same size. But they move around. They don't just stay static in one spot. They'll move. This one will move a little to the left, and the one that was all the farthest left moves over to the right side. So they rotate that around there back and forth. It's pretty cool. We have a lot of fun watching them cameras over the winter time and in the summer. Shut up, Hogan! Oh yeah, it is funny to watch them kicking each other and stuff. And you know, we've got so many pictures and videos of deer fighting, not just the bucks, you know, going at it banging, but I'm talking does standing up and just literally beating the crap out of one another. It is so much fun. We bet on them sometimes. I bet you that one's going to take this one. I had to have me a sip of my Golders in my cup. Like kangaroo. Almost, yeah, they're like a marsupial. They stand up on their hind legs and box. Man, I was all set to bring in some channel cat. You know, I was thinking maybe just a few small ones or something even. Brung my fillet knife, got my fish basket, got everything I need, and the only thing that happened is the fish didn't show up. That's okay. That's why they call it fishing and not catching. But there's a lot of times that we come down here and that's all we do is catching from start to finish. And generally with this bait that I'm using, and I know I told you guys this before, it's kind of hard to find in some places. It's come from Texas. It's where this stuff comes from. They're manufactured at, but down in Streetman, Texas. But this stuff right here, the Danny King's catfish punt bait, the blood bait. You want the blood. I got blood original, and they got different flavors. But the blood bait, man, if there's a catfish and they hungry, and you throw that in there, they're gonna attack it. We have been to where we could only fish with one pole, and you had to stay diligent. You had to hold it. I mean, I turned Hopper onto this stuff last year, and he went down to one of his catfishing spots. He calls me up and said, GP, I've got over 30 channel cat already. And I said, you over limit. He said, I know, I keep having to throw them back in. But it's too much fun. Your son would say, sucks to suck, Dad. Yeah, he would. Sucks to suck. It ain't, you know, and this is, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, not tooting the horn, toot toot, but this is a pretty rarity for OGP come down here to this river and sit in this spot and not at least watch my pole jerk. You know, it don't happen very often, but it do happen. But again, it's February. It's not even March. The catfish, they all just, you know, they all doing their buoyancy thing right now. They all staying around there. we need to get a fish dance, GP. And, you know, I've done my fish dance. Y'all have seen me do my fish dance. I can do a fish dance, but I don't think it's going to do any good today. I don't think my fish dance is going to do any good today. Generally, I'll throw that old fishy dance in there. Yeah, there is. There's a stick fish floating through there. And that's that undertow back current that you guys have seen. Last year I sat here, there was so much trash in here, but we were still catching fish in the trash. Do it. Do it, says Fran. Do it. Do it. Do the fish dance. I could do the fishy fish dance. But you know, the thing about the fish dance, here's the thing, guys, is you really need at least one fish to start the fish dance. Because you have to be able, when you're holding that fish in your hand, that fish, it's exerting its energy. It's giving itself to you. It's showing you the moves, the motion that it's going to take for the day. And to do a fish dance blind like that, yeah, you know, it might work. I might be able to do it and might work. But then again, you know, I might do the fish dance and get the wrong fish moves in there, and I might catch a mermaid, or you never know. So we're probably going to hold off on the fish dance until at least I can feel that fish in my hand, you know? At least a feature for being skunk. But here's the thing. There was one stick, right? Now there's two. They're forming ranks out there in the water. These sticks are out there right now forming ranks. There's two of them in the water, and they're gathering up. I think they're ganging up on me. There you go, 5 fish for you, GP. Well, Jeffrey, thank you. You're a scholar and a gentleman. They are called fish sticks. They're stickerel. I'm looking at all the tops of these trees over here, looking at some of, you know, the maple trees got the little buds that come out on them this time of year. A lot of oak down here, a lot of hedge, elm, sycamore. Danny says they just want a little sip of coffee. They want some of that coffee is what they want, man. You know, that could be it. Danny may have the key. Danny may have the key. Here's what we're gonna do. They may need just a little Goldges in the cup. So we're gonna walk down here and we're gonna, oh, fishy. Oh, fishy, come, fishy, come. There's a little Goldges in the fishy cup. Taking the advice of Danny boy, we're gonna see if we can get them old fishy come on up here. Now I'm gonna tell you, if that works, if my pose go crazy, then going forward, we're gonna brew several pots of coffee before we head down here. Yeah, ain't catching the Weedosauruses today, that's for sure. Fishing with Papa. Come on in, my friend. Glad to have you. Welcome to the Gold Kingdom. Just added you as a standard moderator. That way these fine people can connect with you and you can connect with them. That actually worked. My pole's jerking. Danny boy's on to something. They wanted coffee. Did you see that? My pole just jerked. For the first time, I moved the camera there so you guys could see it. I got a little jerk out of that left pole. I'm fishing on the James River in southwest Missouri. We're having a beautiful day today. It was 50 degrees when I got down here. It's probably getting close to 60 now. There he goes. Yeah, see there? Danny, that worked. The fishy. They wanted coffee. Did you see that? Did you see that one time? Let's see if this thing comes on back in here. Hits that again. First bite of the day. First bite of the day. And Danny said they want some coffee. They want some Golders. I poured a little Golders in there, being all silly and stuff, and whack, whack. My pole said, whack, whack. He hit it twice, and then usually on these treble hooks, it's a hit and they're hooked. But this one here didn't. He hit and didn't hook. We're gonna leave that in there just a second, and then we'll reel him in and check the bait on that. That was crazy. That just happened. Oh yeah, we love using chicken liver. No creamer. GP don't use creamer. I take it straight up, man. Straight up. Straight up to Java. Nothing in my coffee. No creamer. None for me. I like the coffee hot. I like it black. I'm going to drink it down. Get a little smack. Coffee. Me and my son were catching catfish, Kobe Jack, and cheese in Alabama. Hell yeah! we there's a couple of ponds that we go and we fish in for big old catfish, and these big old ponds, we use hot dogs soaked in strawberry Kool-Aid. We'll cut them up, chunk them up, and then mix strawberry Kool-Aid in the jar and let them sit there 2 or 3 days in the refrigerator. Man, these catfish they smack it up. Howdy, howdy. Welcome in. We're going to make you a standard moderator. That way that you can connect to all these amazing people and they can connect to you. We got one bite. One bite and it got off. So I'm going to check that bait. I got just enough Danny King's punch bait blood, I think, for one more set of hook. I use quarter stick of dynamite with a scoop. I like that bitter taste of the coffee. But you know, I'm from the old school that you crack open your MRE and they come with a little coffee. You don't mix that with anything. You just tear that open and pour it in your mouth and you chew it up. Old Slim Jim. I might have to consider eating that depending on if I had any lunch or not. We're gonna check that bait because he ain't come back and even looked at it again. So we're gonna check him. It could have been an old turtle. You never know. You never know what it was. Whatever it was, he took the bait. He took it. The only thing that's on there is what's wrapped around the spring. He hit it hard one time. Had one hit, but he got my bait on there. I'm gonna slide a glove on, stick some more of this ookum pookum on there. Hard to hear with your back to the camera, says Mama Bird. Well, I'm hard to hear all the time. Now y'all know how I feel. Oh no, I got 2 more baits left in here. I can bait twice. So if they do start biting, I still got bait. That's a heavy on the ifs. If a frog had wings, it wouldn't bump his ass every time it hopped. Ain't that right? Could be all the kid chatter, said Mama Bird. No, you know how microphones work. If you ain't facing them, you can't really hear in them. And I forget that. I just talk to all these fine people just like they right here with me, because they are. All right, put that in a proper waste receptacle. I got my line all baited up there. Got some fresh Danny King's punch bait on there one time. We're going to snap this one out there, see if there's anything out there. Oh yeah. Bonk, bonk. That's about the same spot as it was in. Got a little backlash. I did a mama bird throw. I hit the back of my chair just as I cast it out there. And it pulled a little backlash in, no big deal. Just a step for a stepper. Nothing but a step for a stepper right there. Let's check this one. See how it's doing out there. Feels like it's still baited up. Nope, I lost this bait too. Something took that bait. Could just probably been sitting out there for 2 hours. It just washed off. My Midwest language transfer. He got his hillbilly translator going. So I got another one here. You know what I could do? I could take one of these containers, these Danny King punch bait containers, start saving them, because they stink like death itself. And I could start adding pay dirt in there, call it something weird like, I don't know, the smell of death pay or something. Give that away. I don't know if anybody even want that gold or not after it smelled like that. I don't think I would. My son's who turned me on to the Danny Kings. And I fished with stink bait my whole life, and I never ever used a glove. But I know how to wash my hands. And I'm gonna tell you one time, I don't care what kind of soap you got. I don't care what kind of stainless steel bars you use. You get this stuff on your skin, it ain't coming off. It's a wear off. It's one of them wear offs. You're not gonna take it off with soap. There it is. Come on, get you some of that. Beautiful. There we go. We got 2 poles back out in there. I got a 3rd pole here, but ain't no sense in putting it out. 2 hours, 1 bite, that ain't very good. My father once said, I had a big old splinter nail stuck in his palm, meaty part by his thumb. We went to the ER. Lady behind the counter asked him how it happened. Father gave me a dirty look. He said, hunting. Yeah, you ever been to an ER? Have shrapnel or shotgun pellets dug out of your leg before? I have. From my father saying, get in there and get that rabbit. Boom! Hunted the rest of the day. I told him, I said, he shot me. He said, quit carrying on your ignorance and get my rabbit out of there. I pulled it out of there. Got home, pulled my coveralls off, blood just running down my leg. And my mom like freaked out. We ended up at the hospital. Police showed up because it was a gunshot wound. I was just a boy. I was about 14. And they said, how did this happen? I said, my pop shot me. I went in the brush pile to get that rabbit out. And he shot another rabbit and got me. Howdy, howdy, everybody. It's got 33 amazing people in here. I sure appreciate it. Yeah, that's a true story. That is a true story. We just put 2 new fresh baits on there. I got a bite on my left pole earlier. Only bite I've had all day. 2 hours have been down here and 1 bite. But that's okay. I'm with my friends, and we're on the river, and it's a beautiful day. It's getting so warm. GP's gonna have to end up taking his hoodie off soon. We cleaned the whole trash bag full of trash up that somebody left down here. So you know what? It was meant to be. A triple hook in the back of my cousin's head. I'm sorry, I can't read the rest. I'm laughing too damn hard. Oh. Nurse took it out. Yep, it was drunk skunks. Yeah, we growing up here in the Ozarks, in the during the period in which I grew up in, things were a lot different. One, it's different because we was here in the Ozarks. Things are still different here. But 2, it's because the times were different. Things were different. That was during a period when hunting and fishing, people didn't just do it for relaxation and fun and a hobby. My pops, he hunted and fishing year round just to feed us, keep food on the table. And there's a lot of things, a lot of incidents, a lot of accidents, if you want to call them that transpired during that period of time in which, they're pretty iffy. Going to look for catfish. Have a great day. You have a good day too. If you find some with the legs on them, take the pictures. I want to see them. We learned to take the bait off the fishing rod. Still remember seeing a puppy running through the house dragging a fishing rod. Oh, story time. So we had a place that called Kaplinger Mills here in Missouri. Any of you Missourians in here, I'm sure have heard of it. And I was just a young man, I don't know, 14, 15 years old. We went down there with my pops, my uncle, and my cousin went down there. And we spent about 3 days down there. We was catfishing, and we was setting out limb lines and different things. Well, we was fishing with the creek minnows that we was getting out of the nets and down there and out of the traps. And I left my fishing poles. Wasn't just me. It was me and my cousin left our fishing poles leaned up on the picnic table. And we didn't take the minnows off. The dead minnows that was on there, we didn't take them off. We just left them on the post. Well, we heard this wow, wow, in the middle of the night. What the hell is that? And my pops got up, grabbed his old gun, opened the camper door up, turned that old big D-cell light on and shined, and there it was. Somebody's cat was out there, done been up on the table, had that minnow in its mouth, done chewed it up, hooked that cat, and the cat was trying to run away, dragging that fishing pole back and forth. Just, ah! Oh my God, we like to never got that hook out of that cat's mouth. It was cutting us and hooking us, and my pop stood there laughing, him and my uncle, the whole time while me and my cousin Aaron, we fought that cat and fought that cat. We finally got the hook out of his mouth, poor thing. But yeah, we learned a lesson too. Pam, cooking spray on my bait. Well, I would, Patricia, but I'm on the river. I don't have no cooking spray with me. I would right now, I would try anything, short of, actually touching this bait that I'm trying. I won't try that. But right, Jason? Bacon, the bait of champions. I do have a lot of different stink baits with me, but ain't no sense in changing the bait. I'm telling you, this that I'm using for this area and this river is the best stink bait that I can use. It's the best I've ever put on my hook. And it's not really, as far as price goes, it's not bad. It's like $6 for one of these little jars full, and the jar will, if the fish are biting, the jar will last you one good trip. Now, me and Mama Bird last year come down here a couple of times, and we had 2 jars of this stuff, and we caught so many fish, 2 jars wasn't enough. We limited out, and just went home. God released it, yeah. And in all fairness, Bruce, we was catfishing just for the non-furry kind of cats. You know what I'm saying? I hear some doors come, gravel popping, people driving in up behind me. Where we're at here is a conservation area, Missouri Department of Conservation. It's called Delaware Access, and we're on the James River, southwest Missouri. It's usually a very lovely place when people don't trash it out. But you know what? This old spot right here now is very lovely because GP done walked around and picked up all the trash. This is the first time that I've done a vertical live too, since I've got new iPhones this year, and our older other iPhones, we still have them, they still work. It's just everybody said that if we got the new ones, we'd like them better, and I don't think so. I like my old one better, but I can say that the new ones, the new iPhones, the battery on them, because I have not hooked an external battery up, and I am still at 50% of battery on this, and I've been on here live for 2 hours, so the battery's much better than it was. I can say that. I hear Cessna flying around overhead. If you see Mr. Green Jeans, just start running. He's down here. He's probably here right now. He's probably off over here in these bamboo I got growing up next to me, scuttled down, just waiting for me to pull that one in. To say, need to see your fishing license. No, our agents around here are all great guys, and they have got a very honorable job to do, and they do it well. And I abide by all the laws to a T. You know, I enjoy being out here and I enjoy catching these fish. I enjoy hunting. I enjoy prospecting. So I'm not going to do anything that jeopardizes, you know, my enjoyment. And I'm just going to, it's easier to follow the law. And there's a squirrel. We got a squirrel come down to get him a drink over here on this log. If I could hold the camera still, there he is. Of course, he's got to move on us. It's a squirrel. Do you guys see the squirrel? Young gray. Can't tell if it's a buck or a doe at this distance. I got that camera zoomed in 415,712 times. There he goes. He's running down through there. That day, that squirrel got loose on the banks of Missouri, too. GP's down there just fishing. It is not illegal to run if you're legally fishing. This is very true. However, I am not certain that is sane advice right there. You know what I'm saying? One time, we got pulled over. I got story time again. Imagine that, story time with GP. Me and my buddy, we were young men. We were, I don't know, 20-ish, 19, 20-ish. We was out, you know, having some fun, getting in trouble. Mama Bird wasn't, me and Mama Bird was dating at the time, but we wasn't together. She was doing something else, and I was out cruising around with my buddy. Name was Dave, and we got pulled over. Police pulled us over. And I know more than got pulled over. We was on the highway running down the interstate. Actually, I do remember. We was going to meet Mama Bird and Michelle. Michelle was Dave's girlfriend at the time, and Mama Bird was mine. And we were going to meet up with them. That's where we was headed. We get pulled over, and we had a little bit of illegal stuff with us. We wasn't quite of age yet, and but we had some beer. We had some a little bit of marijuana with us, and you know, just being boys. And Dave freaks out. All right, just as these cops get out, there was two of them, highway patrolmen. Just as they got out of their vehicle, my buddy freaks out and bolts. He takes off. We had done nothing wrong, nothing illegal, and he had pulled me over for a taillight out. He takes off running across this field. And I'm just sitting there, you know, I sat in the car, it's like, well, shit. They chase him down, they beat him like no tomorrow, drag him back over to the vehicle. I'm still sitting there going, what the hell's about to happen? Well, these guys, they checked us out, ran our names, they poured our beer out, took our weed, and sent us on our way. I looked at Dave, I said, did you learn anything? He said, I learned I gotta learn how to run faster if I'm gonna get away from the cops. They beat the hell out of me. Dave's not here, man. See the pole wiggly? GP, no, I didn't see it wiggle. Did the pole wiggle? I was reading chat, I'm sorry, guys. I started doing the lives fishing last year, and I missed so many fish opportunities watching the phone. So many of you guys told me, you pulled, you got one, you got it. And I'd look up and sure enough. Broke down says, I'm here, Mama Bird. What do you mean James not here? I've got a lot of stories that start out with there we was, me and Dave. Me and Dave were inseparable growing up. I mean, he got into some trouble, and my pops got him out of it by saying, hey, you went to the judge and said, I will take custody of this young man. If you release him in my custody, he will stay here. I'll, work him on the farm, different things, whatever my pop said. He got him out of some trouble. Well, it ended up Dave stayed with us for like, I don't know, 18, 20 months until he got off this parole. But it was one of them things that, yeah, I'm not as good a friend as Dave was. I don't think he was a real good influence on me. That one night at deer camp. Oh, there's been some nights at deer camp. I'm gonna tell you what. Yeah, they had a happy union meeting. It- the truth of the matter is, there was there was a lot when we got to where we was going. We was going to some other friends of ours' house. We met up with Mama Bird, Michelle, and there was some other people there that we all gathered around usually every weekend. And we was kids, did kid stuff. But there was several of them there saying, "Oh yeah, if I'd have been there, I'd have done. If I'd have been there, I know if you'd have been there, you'd have got your ass whipped by these cops. I'm telling you, because there was no. He took off running, and they was like gazelles or something. They was on him so fast. Of course, Dave never was much of a runner anyway. I mean, he wasn't that fast. He was kind of a slow guy, and these cops, they didn't take him, I don't know, 25 steps, and that one big old dude was on him, had him tackled, and Dave trying to get away. They put him in a couple different little holds, and he ended up going to the party with a bloody nose and black eye. Let's put her that way. There was another time. This was later. Me and Mama Bird was married. Had been married for about 8 or 10 years. Already had we had our two oldest boys already. Well, we all went to an ACDC concert together. We rode a bus up there. It was a party bus, is what it was, where you could drink all the way up there, do whatever you wanted to on the bus. They keep a blind eye to that. And we went up to Union, up in Kansas City, and we seen ACDC play in Kansas City live. They shut the concert down. ACDC stopped playing, turned the lights on, and it was all because of Dave. This entire concert ended abruptly because of Dave, because he's down there mulch pitting through these electrically sealed chairs. I'm thinking that the security guards was grabbing a hold of him, and at the time I didn't know it was a security guard. I just seen this really, really large man. Dave wasn't a very big guy, but I seen this really large man grab my buddy Dave and slam him to the ground. Well, naturally, being the good friend I am, I grabbed this really big guy and threw him to the ground. And I put my knee in the chest, and when I did, he reached over and I didn't notice the mic on his lapel. And he said, security need backup, and told his own. And I immediately threw my hands up, got off of him, said, "I'm sorry, I did not know you was security. I have his ticket in my pocket," because I held on to the ticket because Dave was a little trashed, you might say. So I held on to mine and Mama Bird's ticket. Well, Dave got carted off to Jackson County Jail that night, and me and Mama Bird, uh, we finished the concert alone. But yeah, it was something to watch them drag him up the stairs with his head hitting each step, bonk, 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 as they drug him. One time, Rose-Nosed Monkey Fest, somebody jumped up a tree. This is also a true story. I mean, it was a tree, right? And it was one of them very, very special trees that grew gold. All I know is there was a Carson jar up in that tree, and I seen it, And I was going up to get it. One way or another, GP was going up that tree. And I heard somebody, as I reached up and grabbed a big old limb and swung my legs up around and pulled myself up that tree, I heard somebody say, "Holy what? Look at him go." And then I heard Bird say, "That old man can climb." There he goes. That's what I'm talking about. You see that? That was a bite. Hit it again like that. Come on. I dare you. There you go. Oh, I dared him and he did it. I got a fish on. We got a fish on. First fish of the year, boys. It only took 2 hours, but there he is. He's coming in. He's a baby. He's not a keeper, but it is a channel cat. Nice, pretty little channel cat. Looky here. Ooh, fishy, fishy. Look at me. I'm the man that you can see. Fishy, fishy round the wood. Yeah, come on in and get you some. How about that? How about that one time? You know, and that, honestly, I would probably keep him if I thought I was going to catch 4 or 5 more of that size. Because he'd fillet out, make a couple of decent little fillets. Nice, clean little Missouri channel cat right there. We call them little squeaker cats because they squeak a lot. By freaking time, right? That's what I'm saying. Lots of fun right there. He definitely swallowed my hook. He swallowed her down to the gullet. But I got pliers, so I'm gonna take him pliers and I'm gonna pop that hook out of his mouth. There he is. There's that little squeaker cat. Ooh-wee. Oh, we're gonna take him right over here. We're gonna rub his belly. We're gonna give him a big GP kiss. Mwah! And we're gonna tell him, say, now, I want you to swim in there and go tell your pappy and your grandpappy and your great-grandpappy that GP's up here and he'd like to see him. All right? Go on and get you some of that. See you, little guy. That's fun. That right there, I don't care who you are. First fish of the season, first fish of the year. Relung, welcome in. We're going to turn you into a standard moderator, my friend. Welcome to the Gold Kingdom. I just caught a fish. There's a tiny little bit of bait left. A tiny, tiny, tiny little bit of bait left down in here. See that? So I'm gonna get a glove on. I'm gonna squish that down there on my hook. Marines Mom. Howdy, Marines and Army Mom. Welcome in. I just caught a fish. Caught a little channel cat. First one of the season. First one of the year. And I caught it live with you guys. And I was telling, there's a cloud in the sky now. One little cloud. 1 little, 2 little, 3 little cloud. 4 little, 5 little, 6 little cloud. That's empty. I'll take my trash home with me, of course. But I'm gonna cross streams. There's not enough for my bait on there, so I'm gonna put some of the original on there with some of the blood. Gonna mix it up. Look at that. I got some of the original. I'm mixing up with some of the blood bait, and we'll just see. Well, my record holds. I didn't get skunk. No skunk here. Only thing stinking here is the bait I'm using. Ghostbuster says never cross your stream. That's right. I'm trying it, Jeff. I'm going for it, brother. I'm crossing the streams. Me and Mama Bird done that the other night. We crossed the streams. We had a couple different strands that we crossed and put in there. And I'm gonna tell you what, I can see why you say don't cross the streams. And that's I woke up, I had a hangover. Felt like I'd been drinking for 3 days. Felt like I was on a 3-day bender. Mama Bear was the same way. She woke up, she said, what did we do? I said, oh, we poisoned ourselves. That's what we did. All right, let's see. I had a little backlash in here last time. Let's see if we can cast it out. We did. We casted her out of there. That's what I like to see. Love it when a plan comes together. Hey, Clint, welcome in. Clint, I'll show you what I'm using, buddy. Let me turn you into a standard moderator first. There you go, my friend. And I'm using Danny King's punch bait. The blood bait's what I'm getting, just got the fish on. That's what it is. But I got some of the original Danny Kings down here too. I haven't had a whole lot of luck with it, but it's all I got left now. So good luck or bad luck, that's what I got. There comes that stick back in here. That's right, 5 Mile, I got one. And hopefully after that big old smooch GP give him that little feller will swim down there and he'll go look for his granddaddy and he'll say, hey, come on up here, GP's up here, wants to have a little chat with you. That's good coffee. That is good coffee. You guys see all this bamboo that I'm fishing next to? That stuff is invasive. 5 years ago, you couldn't have seen none of this stuff. And then somebody somehow, they built some houses upriver a little ways. And I think somebody had some bamboo out there planted and it flooded and it came down because this whole side of the bank now, this whole east side of this bank is just completely overtaken with it. There ain't none over on the west side, but you can see this east side is covered with that bamboo. Clint says he lives on the Grand Lake and stands by Candy Kings all the way. There you go, another Danny Kings user. Candy King, welcome in. How's the temperature out there, brother? It is, I'm going to add you as a moderator, Candy King, and it's beautiful. I couldn't ask for a better day. Hey, there's Mickey. Yes, Mickey, you know where I'm at. Out here on the James River, brother. That's my pal Mickey with another time. watery jello and 450 kids makes my eye twitch, Mama Bird said. Woo. Yeah, Mickey, I'm not too awful far from where you're at down there, from your place. I'm down here at the Delaware Access on James River. I'm sure you know where that's at. Looks like a gorgeous day, my friend. Glad to see you out there making the best of it. God bless. Well, thank you, Candy Cane. I absolutely appreciate you. 100%. And God bless you too, my friend. Where's the gold pan? Mickey, you know I can't pan for gold here. It's conservation area, man. And just so that I made sure that I didn't, I left all my gold pans at home. I took them out of the truck before I left, just to make sure that I didn't get that, because sitting here, I keep putting the camera over here at this gravel bar, and that gravel bar right there that you guys can see runs gravel bar, and then a solid bedrock all the way up through there, and then all the way back over here to the east side of the river is all solid bedrock. It's a gorgeous looking spot to prospect, but just can't do it here. It's not allowed. Waiting on the crappie to start hitting. Me too. I think they're going to be early this year because of this weather we're having here. And me and Mama Bird's going to be down. We're going to leave on the 14th or the 13th, and we're going to head down and spend a few nights down on the cabin on the 13th. Come back on the 15th or 16th. We're going to go down there to snagging, spoonbill snagging, but we're going to get some crappie fishing in before we start snagging. Yeah, Jerry Clower claimed that. Whoa! Whoa! Oh, you gotta love Jerry Clower. You just got to, man. Maniac said, Dan said he's out there right now trying to cast his line, but it's just bouncing. You on the frozen ice. You on the ice. That's what the problem is. Well, Jason is not only a stand-up solid guy, but I'm gonna tell you right now, you know, if he gives you some sound advice, always take it. And if you're a friend of Jason, all I can say is any friend of Jason's is 100% a friend of Jason's. Yeah, that's exactly right. Well, you take care too. And don't forget, I left up there pinned his Mama Bird's link. Make sure to sub to Mama Bird and be on there. You know, to be there Saturday for Jason's thing because you're a subscriber, but be there Monday for Mama Bird's thing too. She's got, of course, every Monday Mama Bird's got a thing, but she's got something special going on Monday. Dan says, well, you should have told me this before I left. You got to use heated lures. When you're ice fishing, you got to use heated lures, Dan. They take tiny little lithium batteries, and they heat up to a temperature of 17,405 degrees Celsius, you know, roughly the temperature of the sun. And that way it melts all the ice in a centrifugal area around that. 18 amazing people still here. I do hear some voices over to my right. We got some other people coming down here enjoying in the water. Someplace I can't see nothing. When I look around, I can't see nothing but bamboo. We got bamboo to the left, bamboo to the right. Yeah, gotta use a steel leader. There you go. Nice touch, bro. They come in 12 volt, right? Well, I think you have to get a converter, but you know, the converter form itself can be an amplified heater if you, depending on how you hook it up. Radium, remember? Ooh. Hey, Josh, welcome in, pal. Glad to see you. You say you got him a 10-minute break at work. We down here on the bank. We're doing some fishing. And guess what? Guess what, Josh? I caught a fat channel cat right there a while ago. Right there. I brung him in, caught him, and I sent him back on his way. Just a little feller. He just a little feller. We looking for something that's a little bigger. Normally, if I was catching them, if they were, I've been down there over 2 hours, and that's the only bite that I got 2 bites. But that's the only fish that I caught. But I would have kept him. He was less than a pound, but still, a couple good fillets. But I let him back in because one little tiny fillet is just barely enough to rouse my appetite without bedding her back down. Jason says, YouTube booted me, and then my phone updated. Oh no. Am I muted? I don't think so. Can you hear me? It is a beautiful day, Josh. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm going to say that this late in the day right now, it's probably in the 60s. It was 50 when I pulled up this morning, but I'm going to say we're up in the 60s now. Hey, Blastard, welcome in. They'll be here in 2 days, says Maniac. Mickey says he can hear me. Maybe you got your phone on mute, Jason. Of course, you can't hear that if you got your phone on mute. Good luck, all. I'm off to make some noise. We call it music. David, you have a great day. Broke down. I appreciate you being in here and hanging out. Have a wonderful day, my friend. I looked up earlier and there wasn't a cloud in the sky, and there really isn't now. There's just a few fluffies. Let me show you guys. There's a few fluffies floating in. See this? Beautiful day. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day with your neighbors. Could you be mine? Good stuff. Good. I could have left the camera right there. There's a cloud right there, man. Oh, it was right after you said muted. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, fishy, fishy, says Tomcat. Well, I'm hoping to get another one. That was, a lot of fun. First fish is 2026 right there. Caught it live with all of my favorite people watching. And I've been watching, the other night or other day on one of the lives whenever I was using the switchback and sluices, I think I was talking with Mr. Hogan, but I was telling him because he just got him a new switchback too. And he's loving it. He keeps sending me these messages, and I knew he would, but a lot of times down on the rivers, just especially anytime we're on the river, but sitting here fishing, there's not a lot to do. So your head's on a swivel, you're looking around, you're watching your pose, you're watching chat, you're watching the water out here, and I'm watching the way some of this stuff moves, manipulates, and turns, and watching these bubbles. I don't know if you guys can see them, but there's bubbles that's coming out of the current, and they're going straight down, and then they're making a beeline towards that opposite bank, and they're swirling around and going back through there. So that tells me that right there somewhere there is a reason that the current is being moved. There's something underneath there, the water, via a ledge, deposits, a tree, but there's something that is manipulating the flow of the water. So that in itself would be a spot for a drop off. That would be a drop zone. Of course, I wouldn't do anything in there unless I was sniping, because that's some pretty deep water. But you know, we do go sniping. You just can't do that here. You can't do it in this area because it's conservation area. You never know what you're going to see on this stream. That's right. Walking catfish, you can't ever tell. Just real people doing real stuff. The fish will hold there too, right? Exactly, they will. Got 16 amazing friends still in here watching this old boy, this old hillbilly sit down here on this river bank, trying his luck with some Danny King's punch bait. This is the second year now that I have been using the Danny Kings, and I have never went fishing with it that I haven't at least caught a fish. The rest of us setting gawking. Hey, you know what? Gawking is real people doing real stuff. I sit and gawk most all day long. The cobbles are up to my right. I could pick a few things up here and we could take a walk over around there to the bedrock area, to the cobbles, kind of take a look at it. Or we could just sit here and fish and enjoy it. I don't even know what time it is. It's already noon. To the right, across the wavy ice. Yeah, see? And you're right, there is some cobbles over there. It starts out on that gravel bar, but I don't know if you guys can see them for the bamboo or not. Right up in there, there's some big cobbles that are dropping out. Good eye, Dan. Good eye, my friend. I was just telling Mama Bird something very similar. You know, he says, I saw that earlier. I thought they were asking where the beer was at Brewers. It's noon and I don't have no beer down here with me. Got some at home. But I was telling Mama Bird, I said, you know, this time of year we all have cabin fever. So anytime we get an opportunity to be outside and see something outdoorsy, even if the camera's set in static, where you can look around and see the different things. And you know, I've been on other people's streams and seen deer walk up in frame, and they never even noticed them before, you know, until you point them out. But that's a lot of fun for us. You know, I like to do that. I like to watch the other streams when people are outside setting static like this. Beer cobble's getting you in trouble when you leave to go home, right? Right? Oh, there goes that pole again. There goes that pole again. You guys watching this? You guys watching this? Oh, swing and a miss. I missed him. That was my last piece of the blood bait, too. And he got it. He got it. Oh, he got my bait. Well, there's C-130 rolling down the strip. Got a big C-130 flying overhead. Go get him, boys. Well, shoot. Missed him. I missed him. Ah, John R. Howdy, howdy, bud. Yeah, I missed him. It's already noon. I think I'll start packing things up. Bait thieves, exactly. And you know, it's them tiny little dudes like the one that I caught doing it that are trying to open their mouth up enough to get that number 8 treble hook off in there. Doing a little fishing, John. How you doing, my friend? So, I think I'm gonna start picking stuff up and then put stuff in the truck, and we take a little walk up and have a look around a little bit up there to my right, which would be my north. Walk a little bit to the north there. Reel this other pole in, pick up my stuff. This one had the original Danny Kings on it. It never moved. Clean that hook just a little bit. Do 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 do. Are you lonesome tonight, darling? Are you alright? Are you lonesome? Are you lonesome tonight? Pick up some stuff. Pick up, clean up. Do your part, do your share. John's eating some lunch. So we'll walk around here. I'll show you from this angle. You guys was asking about some cobbles. There you go. You see where them drop out right there on that bedrock. That's bedrock all the way across that. And I'll show you a closer look at it here in a minute when I get this all cleaned up. Because we got to go up here to the truck. But first we got to pick up everything that we got down here. Which ain't a lot. Don't have a lot down here, but I do have some.
How's it going?
Going well. How are you, young man? Alright. I'm going to leave you guys right there. Maybe. I might take you with me. Get my little net folded back up here. I'm going to carry some of this stuff up to the truck. So put my lawn chair up. GoPro, grab that bucket, right? So I get up to the truck, and Mr. Green Jeans is up here. So we may get a chance to see him. I seen his truck anyway up here. One of them. Put my lawn chair back in my bag and get my big old bag of trash that I picked up, cleaned up this spot with, and we'll take a walk. Throw that over my shoulder, grab that, get my trash here. Get my camera. Now we can go. And as you can see, I left that spot way cleaner than when we got here. Put this stuff in the truck. There's a lot of people here. There wasn't nobody here when I got here. All right. I'm gonna set that right there like so. And then as promised, how many folks you think have no idea they show up on people's YouTube's live? I didn't even see anyone. I must have been over picking up. I seen a young man walk down. Take this little path right here, down through here. This is where I was talking about. The bedrock comes through here at and runs across there. Oh my goodness, it's low. Holy wow. Mama bird, it is even lower than it was last time we was down there. How many of y'all would like to get off in that there crevice right there? I would love to clean that crevice out just to see what was in it. Mm-hmm. There's 5 or 6 vehicles up there now, and I don't see nobody. I guess they all walked behind me whenever I wasn't in there. Hell, I don't know. Getting tomorrow's video ready. Right on, right on. Hey, old Garb, welcome in. Let's turn you to a standard moderator, my friend. The way everybody connect with you and you can connect with him. But usually, the area that I'm walking on is usually underwater. This bedrock is. But there is so many vertical cracks in here. And like I said, now there's a spot right up here on private property that we've prospected before. And then another spot on private property, that's just about a mile down that way. that we prospected and did find gold. And now there's a big old trommel set up there. And I'm gonna try, if my phone don't go dead, and I can charge it in the truck, I guess. I'm gonna try to show you guys that trommel. And I don't think it's a coincidence. I mean, most everyone around here knows GP. They know me. And a lot of them do watch the channel. And they might have seen we got that shiny out there and said, hey, we need to try this. But somebody's got some serious equipment in there. Look at this. Can you guys see that? You guys see that head and crevice in that bedrock? It's running all the way across there. That's got that lighter material in there. That's like the first catch after it hits the bedrock. Hey, milkman, welcome in. Let's turn you to a standard moderator, my friend. There you go. Well, the area that we're in here is all Missouri conservation. This is all conservation area. We're not allowed to prospect anywhere on conservation. Not allowed to dig anywhere on conservation. And rules are for everyone, whether we agree with them or not. Look at that mama bird. There's something that wasn't here. Some of them winter floods that we've had. I knew that it had changed the channel, and now I'm seeing, kind of getting to see why. You know, when we was fishing up there earlier, I told you everybody that the channel had moved, the current had moved to the right quite a bit, and I'd say that there's some trees that got dropped off in there, because we got some elm trees over here that has fallen off in there. Oh man, I'd love to prospect this. Look, big old chunk of bedrock that goes off here that's got so much quartz in it. Look, see if I can zoom in on some of that. Look at that. Look at the chunky quartz in that, guys. Isn't that a beautiful rock? Pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. And there's some houses that I was telling you they built up over the last 8 or 10 years. And I really think that that is why we got all this, invasive bamboo came from, is that somebody had an outdoors garden that it flooded and it all washed down here. Because it's all on this, it's all over here on the east side. There ain't a drop, not a pinch of it over on the west side. No, this is not the Missouri River. This is James River. You can get to the Missouri River from this river, but it's a long, hard haul. No clue how that got broken like that. But yeah, it looks like it was freshly broke to me too. My guess would be that during the flood, some of this other bedrock broke off up above here, and some big old chunks that are laying around here. Love this spot, love this place. Good place to come down and bring the kids when we was young, still bring the grandkids, do fishing, swimming. Man, I tell you what, if I had all the minnows that I've ever pulled out of this right here, if I had all them at one time, it'd blow the tires out of my truck. It'd be so many of them. Yeah, and the thing is it's not natural here. I know, I understand how it works, or at least in my lifetime it hasn't been. Now, you know, somebody 20 or 30 years younger than me, they'll probably say it is natural because this is what they're seeing. But I'd never seen it before, you know, the bamboo like that around this area. And all of a sudden, about 8 years ago, it popped up. And it was just a few sprigs. And then since then, it has gotten Well, it's invasive. It's not everywhere. There are other vehicles up here, so I'm going to try to keep anybody's license plates off of them. You know how that goes. We'll point it at the ground as we walk up there. There's Mr. Green Jeans. Give him a wave. How you doing, sir?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. Oh, I didn't mean to wave you down. I was just waving at you.
Oh, I thought you needed something.
Oh, no, I'm on YouTube. We was live streaming, and I said there's, you know, one of our agents right there coming through here. And appreciate the work you're doing.
Yeah, no problem.
We went down there, did some fishing this morning. Ended up cleaning up a whole big trash bag full of trash that somebody had left down there. But, you know,
picking that up.
You know what? It's all of our duties. They don't fall upon one person. It falls upon all of us to keep all these creations nice and clean.
Yeah.
And we appreciate the work you do.
Well, thank you.
We really do. And a lot of my viewers on here, you know, we call you agents, you officers, Mr. Green Jeans. I'm sure you've heard that before. And there's nothing mean about it or bad about it. It's just the way we grew up, you know, because of the way the uniforms are, you know, just like the armed forces, we all wear different uniforms, just like, you know, you special agents all you wear different uniforms. And I just wanted to say hi and let you know that we appreciate what you're doing out here.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Well, you have yourself a wonderful day, and you just keep going and be safe.
Well, thank you.
Above all else, be safe. It's crazy out there.
Yeah,
I don't know if you recognize me or not.
I've checked you before.
Yes, you have many times. Ken, you know me. I was born and raised in this area. Retired firefighter, paramedic. I was on the dive team, pulled several, you know, individuals out of here. And it's one of the things I was telling my viewers. You know, this is an area you don't want to swim with that undertow and that cave system that they got right there. So. But oh yeah, like I said, didn't mean to stop you. I was just giving you a friendly wave. You have yourself a wonderful day. I waved at him, and when I did, he thought I might have been in trouble or needed something, so he did the right thing, and he stopped and rolled his window down and asked me if anything's okay, and I let him know we were just live streaming down here. I want to show you guys this sign. I think I've showed it to you before, but they've got them up all over the place. There's my old Dodge, old Big Red. But it's telling people do not go swimming here because there's a high probability you won't get back out of the water. Unfortunately, it says several people have drowned there nearby in recent years, and I have been here after that has happened and had to recover some of the bodies, unfortunately, and that's never a fun thing. That's never a good thing to do. So I reckon I'm gonna turn the camera around and talk to you guys for just a minute. Hang on, stylish. Hey, there you go. Let me make you a standard moderator. I'm here in Missouri, and the city that I'm close to, probably the biggest city you might know, would be Springfield. I'm about 25 miles to the southwest of Springfield right now. So let me turn this camera around here one time, because it's 12:30. I'm about to head to the house, go get me some food in my belly, and get the laundry that I throwed in the dryer washed up there. Yeah, there wasn't a vehicle one here when I got here this morning, and I count 5, not including mine in here right now. So everybody, thanks for coming in. I've been on here for over 2 hours. Only got one fish, you know, that little one. We let him go back in, let him grow up, but it was still fun. And when you get this kind of weather in February, you got to make the best of it. So wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, just know that GP and Mama Bear, we're thinking of you guys. You guys stay golden. Y'all stay blessed. And be kind. We love each and every one of you. Kindness is free. And you know what? You can share it around, and it is contagious. And there ain't nothing bad's going to come of it. Ain't nothing bad. Y'all have a great day. Until I see you next. And I don't know, it could be, I may pop in down here on that trommel. You never know, and show you guys that trommel. It depends. Depends on if they meet me with open arms or if they meet me with a rifle. You know what I'm saying? But we'll talk at y'all later. Y'all have a good day. And until the next time, peace.